Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another edition of Encora Talks. Our topic for today is Metaverse, tech fundamentals that enable richer virtual experiences. We have such a great speaker with us today. His name is Jivet Castillo. He is a UI designer at Encora on the DXP design team and has more than 5 years of experience in development, programming, marketing, and design. His interest in digital products has led him to areas of opportunities such as extended reality and its applications, as well as the development of interfaces for video games. Jivet holds multiple certifications on UI UX and prototyping and a bachelor's degree in applied mathematics and computing from Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México. Welcome, Jivet, and thank you so much for being with us today.
Hi, Daniela. Hey, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for this place, and thank you very much for the time and the interest you have shown on this topic. So I'm gonna start with this webinar. It's called Metaverse Tech Fundamentals that Enable Richer Virtual Experiences. So we're going to introduce ourselves in the world of Metaverse through extended reality, its applications in the industry, and the challenges it implies, as well as the opportunities and risks for the Metaverse. So this is today's agenda. So let's go ahead and start with the introduction to the Metaverse. So during the last years, the world Metaverse has been a topic that has become really popular, like the change of the name of Facebook to Meta launched the term through the skies. But how can we define the metaverse? So I think as a concept, we can define it as the evolution of the internet with interlinked virtual environments where connected people or users can interact in an experience where creativity is just the limit. So we can practically say that it's a parallel universe in which virtual communities coexist, made up of avatars who can carry out activities like those on the physical world. So I would like to talk about the key concepts for the metaverse. So this will allow us to better understand how this technology has evolved. We will analyze it from the point of view of layers. So those layers help us to give us more immersion through those experiences. So at the beginning, we will have the internet, just one dimension. What we will have for as a main content, we will have data files, emails, text-based, and the main interactions will be typing and reading. So for the second dimension, we will have the web. We will have different type of main content like hypertext pages, sites, multimedia, social post, and e-commerce is more like our daily basis. So we will have like pointing or clicking, tapping, sweeping, speaking as the main interactions. But what happens when we have like the metaverse, the three dimensions? So the main concept, we will have spaces and objects, and we will use visual, auditory, and tactical controllers or displays to as an input for this virtual environment to create this immersive content. So the main interactions will be the position and orientation, device head, gaze, hands, and body. We will be used as an input to have this interaction through these virtual environments. So one goal of the companies enable the metaverse is that people not only browse it for fun, but also carry out productive activities such as having meetings at work or with friends, family, all that kind of stuff. So the metaverse becomes really important if we take in considerations that after a pandemic and multiple companies applying remote work will be a better interaction and will be easier for us to give into this virtual environment. So the metaverse concept main goal is to bring people together, eliminating this physical distance factor. So more like a globalized environment, we will be enabling them to better connect and interact in these virtual worlds. So in addition, it serves to create spaces similar to physical ones, but without obstacles. So we could talking about the academic or work or social opportunities could be expanded because sometimes metaverse it feels like it's just video games, but it's not. So we will be talking in next about different industry applications about this new technology. So after all, what can we expect from the metaverse? So when we talk about market share, we could expect around 1,655.29 billion of dollars for the next decade. So it's a really big market share for these virtual environments. For the compound annual growth as a percentage is estimated. So the market it's expanding. We are hoping 39.44%. So for those who doesn't know, the compound annual growth rate is the rate of return that would be required for an investment to grow from its beginning balance to its ending balance. So this is absolutely huge. And when we talk about revenue forecast, we could expect a total of $678.80 billion for the upcoming decade. So we must take a point on this topic. So now that we really understand how this technology works and how the world changes with this technology, we will talk about the spectrum, the reality, virtuality continuum spectrum. So through this spectrum, we can visualize how we are going through all the phases of extended reality from the left to the right, passing by starting the real world, and you can go from the virtual environment to a real one. So to achieve each part of this spectrum, it's necessary to have different devices that will help us generate this desired immersion. So let's get into this. So we will say it as a displays, not just like devices, because all those displays work together or will have different type of devices to work together. So closer towards the real environment, we will have like a little augmentation. We could find the displays called tangible interactive displays, or especially projective displays. So we can find tablets and smartphones that are producing this augmented reality content. An example could be, for example, a gallery of a museum with activities actually increases with which you can interact using your phone. So that's augmented reality content. So next, for more immersive experiences, we will have the handheld controllers. So those help us to use our hands as an input for the metaverse. Um, this an example could be the PlayStation Move Between to PlayStation, or some video games, Oculus Touch, or the HTC Vive from Amazon. And sometimes I hear ever that the best handheld devices where there are no controls. For example, the technology implemented with the Kinect for Xbox. So it's a good question, but today we will talking about these different displays for augmented reality and virtual reality, extended reality. So one of the typical examples for virtual reality headset. So this helps us to create more immersive metaverses, and we are getting closest to the virtual reality zone in this spectrum. So, and finally, we will have to create our own metaverse place. We will talk about like room-sized virtual environments. So these spaces are not definitely so common, even and are often just shown on conventions and events and the world of technology with a very specific purpose. But in addition, this requires multiple elements that generate a much more real immersion experience. So it will depend on the topic or the objectives to set up a space, but at least 3.5 by 3.5 meter square to have this safe space for immersion. So this is kind of this place for room-sized virtual environment. And then we will talk about these elements or displays to help us generate this desired immersion. So what other factors matter a lot for the metaverse? So well, I would like to show you the 7 layers of the metaverse, starting at the center. This is how you can like build your metaverse or your experience. So we will have the infrastructure. So this layer will include the technology that makes everything that is mentioned. So above become real. For all our layers to exist, we need technological infrastructure consisting of 5G and 6G computing. So this will massively improve bandwidth and reduce network contention and latency. So we will have Wi-Fi, cloud, and GPUs for this infrastructure to be into these immersive virtual worlds. So then we will have the human interfaces. The key aspect of the hardware layer of the metaverse is human interface with the combination of spatial computing and human interface. We'll soon be able to gather information about our surroundings, use maps, and even create shared AR experiences by just looking around at the physical world. So it would be really important having mobile smart glasses, wearables, haptic gestures, voice neural, all that kind of stuff will be in this layer. So next, we will have decentralization. So moreover, creators become the sovereigns over their own data and products. So this makes decentralization one of the key features of the metaverse, along with being open and distributed. We will have 3D engines, VR, AR, XR, multitask UI, geospatial mapping, all that kind of stuff. We'll be working on that. So for spatial computing layer, in terms of used to describe a tech solution that merge virtual and augmented reality. So now more than ever, we're able to blend the virtual with the physical world. So, and for example, Microsoft HoloLens and Snapchat's Landmarker are great examples. Pokemon Go is another example. So we will have all these products for our spatial computing layer. Then we will have the creator economy. So in the near future, everyone will be able to become like a creator on the web without having spent a lot of times learning programming or design. So this dramatic increase in the number of creators is what defines the economy of metaverse, or we could say the creator era. So metaverse will be enable people to find their niche instead of sharing the same experience with millions of others. So this experience provided by the creator economy will be not only immersive, social, and in real time, but they will be also highly personalized. So we are almost done with this, the layers. We will have the discovery layer. So in this layer, we could say it as the push and pull that introduce people to new experiences, because in the metaverse ecosystems, the discovery systems of inbound and outbound continue to exist. Like in the actual time, video games services such as Steam or Xbox are already allowing gamers to see what their counterparts are doing in real time, like the Spotify too, all kind of stuff could be an example for this discovery layer. And at the end, we will have the experience, the last layer. So as the physical space becomes dematerialized, the constraints physically brings will be lifted. So hence, this metaverse will provide us with an abundance of experience that we are not able to enjoy today. So at the end, this is the structure of the metaverse as layers. So what's next? What could be talking about extended reality? So in today's terms, the metaverse is the realm of computer-generated network extended reality, or XR, just like an acronym that embraces all the aspects of augmented reality, mixed it, and virtual reality. So we will have a XR presence. The metaverse is generally made of somewhat immersed XR spaces in which interactions can take place amongst humans and automated entities. Next, we will have like daily basis activities. For today, with augmented reality apps that people have on their computers and phones, for an example, IKEA, you can go through their categories and sell furniture or a sofa or something like that. You can pick up and start reading your desired room and space, and you could put that sofa or furniture for with augmented reality with your phone to see how it looks like in your room actually. So, and then we will have the COVID-19 pandemic. So this pandemic has pushed the development of the metaverse to the forefront, inspiring tens of billions of dollars in new investments and prompting predictions that the metaverse is the future for the internet. So to see how it looks like, I would like to share with you some examples of actual metaverse universe that are working right now. So we have the Roblox as an example. This is a metaverse in gaming. We have the Facebook, that is a metaverse in social media. We could share social posts and start giving in these interactions between avatars. So it's called Horizons Worlds from Facebook. We have the Microsoft. This is kind of metaverse in mixed reality. You can have meetings or share content with your co-workers or with the people, stakeholders, all that kind of stuff. So we have this Microsoft metaverse. And another example could be the Decentraland. So the Decentraland is a metaverse virtual land. They have a lot of topics like cryptocurrencies and NFTs, um, tokens, all that kind of stuff. So this is the central of another example. So the metaverse can bring many things, but it also has some challenges that must be covered, and where is there much to be done. So in this case, I would like to summarize it in just like six main challenges. The first one will be reputation and identity. So the question of personal identification and representation is fairly straightforward when it comes to the real world. But when we speak of virtual environments like metaverse, one might wonder what will be really be the element that make up one identity. So, and most importantly, how to even prove that you are who you are instead of another person, or even but trying to mimic your existence. So, this is where reputation can play an important role in terms of both authentication, but as proof that they entitle one interacts with is trustworthy and legit. So the main challenge lies in the possibility to forge facial features, photos, and voice. Thus, we are bound to see new verification methods being developed in the nearest future. So that's the first one. The second one will be data and security. So even though companies and organizations keep revolutionizing their IT security systems, data privacy and security has been a long-running concern for users of any online environment. So this will require building new methods of personal data and privacy protection that will be able to ensure that safety of one's identity and possessions in the real world, in the virtual world, sorry. So we have these two different challenges. The third one will be currency and payment systems. So regardless of the currency and marketplace format, when it comes to transactions, it will be especially essential to develop a unique new transaction verification system. So the challenge will lie in convincing users that they can rely on, and most important, feel safe while engaging in any trade within the metaverse. So for the fourth challenge, we will have law and jurisdiction. With the growing virtual space accessible for users worldwide, it will be essential to identify means according to which the matter of jurisdiction will be applicable, because we're talking about a global environment. So metaverse is bound to bring large numbers of users together, making it a place of great opportunity to connect and exchange. So, however, at the same time, making users vulnerable in case that there are no laws that regulate the boundaries. So it will be a true challenge to identify jurisdiction, as well as set some kind of legislations that can ensure the virtual space is safe and secure for its users, and for every client at the metaverse. We're almost done with the challenges. So the number five will be ownership and property. We already talked about the creator era layer, or creator economy. So when we speak of one unified virtual universe, where you can interact with both the world and other individuals like in the real world, we can imagine that there will be an opportunity to purchase and hold positions of different type of items or assets. So in a similar way to the NFTs currently present real world objects, granting and providing the ownership rights for art, music, videos, and much more. So the challenge will be in creating a unified system that could be used to verify the possessors of virtual assets in the metaverse. And the last one will be community and network. So Metaverse, without doubt, will bring a diverse community together, connecting people around the globe in an unified virtual world. So as the past features show, and staying connected, it's one of the essentials for the society, which could potentially lead to a strong network forming in the metaverse for both work and personal purpose. So for many, metaverse could become the platform to interact and form meaningful relationships. So at level that can provide the smooth comprehension of presence and surroundings, and combine visual fidelity with the ability to touch and feel. So community and network will be another big challenge because of there's a lot of people working on the same place in the same metaverse. Next to that, I would like to talk about industry applications. So the basic overview of the metaverse and its traits give us the ideal foundation for learning about the top metaverse applications. As the use of technologies like VR, AR, and XR continues growing with every passing day, it is reasonable to wonder about the ways for using them to explain metaverse examples in the real world. So gaming and social networks are some of the foremost entries among responses to questions regarding application of the metaverse. So, however, there are many other promising entries among metaverse applications that showcase the true capabilities of the metaverse for the future. So, let us take a look at the four applications of metaverse in different sectors as follows. So, the first ones we'll have with healthcare, education, real estate, and manufacturing. So let's go ahead. For healthcare industry, AR has emerged as a vital technology for empowering the skills and knowledge base of medical students. For example, surgical assistive tools supported by technology such as Microsoft HoloLens help surgeons in various surgical procedures. The metaverse examples also points toward the use of augmented reality for enhancing vein identification. So AR headsets can help in viewing important real-time patient data. Therefore, the metaverse can help in easier monitoring of patient data such as body temperature, respiration rate, heart rate, and blood pressure. So the use of these technologies for healthcare will be very useful. So for education industry, so the use of metaverse technologies in education sector have also started gaining momentum in recent times. Virtual reality is a promising tool for transforming these traditional teaching approaches by empathizing learning concepts through visuals. So the top metaverse applications in education sector can help in creating engaging and immersive learning environment for students in different learning institutions. So how does Metaverse help in empowering education with these different applications? So probably virtual reality could support the easy and frequent detection of errors alongside offering real-time editing capabilities. And most important of all, the best Metaverse applications in education sector can remove this barrier of learning in education. So technology can allow us to incorporate any language in the Metaverse platform for education. So there will be crushing the language barrier, in this case for education industry applications. For real estate, it can offer realistic and immersive experience to clients. And this straight can work in favor of metaverse applications in real estate. So for example, real estate agents can leverage the power of VR for offering immersive virtual tours of properties to buyers. So in addition, the potential of the metaverse also allows better prospects to integrate different multimedia features, in particular VR tours. So for instance, VR real estate tours can have like ambient music, light, and sound effects alongside narration. So all those factors enable in most popular metaverse applications in real estate can offer an almost real-time experience of the properties. So as a result, the real estate marketers could easily boost clients' confidence by allowing them to explore the property in real time. So clients can be assured about the various criteria before making a purchase, and real estate agents can save a lot of time and money. So for the last industry application would be manufacturing. So VR applications can help in training employees and on safety precautions alongside fostering participation in the simulation of risk scenarios. So as a result, metaverse applications can definitely contribute a lot in reducing risk accidents. The most popular metaverse applications in manufacturing could be facilitating the development of better products in the long run. So for example, a VR headset helps manufacturer examine all elements of a product in real detail. So in addition, the metaverse applications also helps in landscape planning for manufacturing plants and better position of equipment. So that's a really, really good spectrum for these manufacturing industry applications. So we are almost done. I would like to talk about opportunities and risk because we all know almost know everything about metaverse and how it works. So the main opportunities we will have equality and access to virtual environments. So virtual environments can give access to more people, breaking borders, confines, motivating aspects such as in education training and interaction since these environments can be unlimited. So we will have new business opportunities, more business and entrepreneurships opportunities open up in the metaverse as it's project to have its own economy. So we will probably have new type of online events like this type of events and different virtual environments will be developed in any sector, whether cultural, sports, or academic, and many more. One example could be Travis Scott Fortnite concert. So this is a new type of online events. We will have more flexible labor schemes. So labor flexibility will take another level when the metaverse is booming because the cold feeling of the remote will be erased to be working in virtual environments that provide different sensations of it and experiences. So we will have finally a global interaction. So having no borders interactions will make people think globally, gaining experiences from other countries and cultures. So, and once again, we have three different risks. So one could be living the physical world. So it is though that if the metaverse becomes as complete as the physical world, it could cause aspects of reality to be neglected because more time will be spent in virtual environments. So we take a look on this. We will have probably like a risk in data vulnerability until we have different laws and legislation. So if data security on the internet is already a great challenge today, with the metaverse, the danger will be greater because people will share more, give their personality, and carry out many transactions and operations in these virtual communities. So we will solve this as a data vulnerability. And then we will have the acceptance and viability curve. So as a new technology, uh, all new technologies needs a curve to be accepted, implemented, and to be viable. So meanwhile, many people may not have access to these virtual environments, causing a technology gap. So we are working on that. The next decade, we will have in this virtual environments. And for right now, we must take that curve in to be accepted, implemented, and to be viable for everyone. So that's it. This is the Q&A sections. Probably having questions.
Thank you, Yvette, for sharing with us all this valuable information and for being part of this great initiative. We are ready now to start with our Q&A section, as you
Sure.
just mentioned. So our first question is, what kind of companies, besides Facebook, are making efforts to generate experiences in the metaverse?
Okay. Thank you for the question. I think it's a really good question. We already talked about different type of companies like Microsoft. We will have Epic Games for video games with Fortnite, all kind of stuff. We could say Alibaba and Amazon. So there's a lot of companies that trying to work together or as a company to create its own metaverse. So besides Facebook, we could say Microsoft, Alibaba, Epic Games, and Amazon. for example.
Cool. Thank you, Divet. The next question is, what kind of technologies or tools do I need to develop products in the metaverse?
Okay, thank you for that question too. Probably technologies or tool. There are a lot of technologies that will work together with the metaverse, such as machine learning and blockchain, probably like design tools. So if you are interested in to develop new type of products, you should take a look into these technologies and see how it merge into the metaverse. Then before, if you want to go directly to the creator, you probably need to know more about the design process for experiences through the metaverse. I think it's a good starting point.
Thank you for your answer, Divet. The third question we have is, are there any legal regulations or terms on ethics in the metaverse?
Okay, so we thank you for the question too. We already talked about that too. There are just doing efforts to create these regulations or in terms of ethics, but it's more into individual companies. So trying to make their own regulations. So we need to work on legislation and laws for an entire global environment. So it's hard to say if there is any legal regulation right now because it's a challenge and need to be worked on.
What is the profile of the person who develop new things in metaverse?
Okay. For the metaverse, could be really diversity between the creation of different things or development new things. So probably I already said design and programming and all that kind of stuff will be a really important thing on the metaverse. So probably this is the profile of a person who develop new things in metaverse.
And our final question is, what do you think the biggest changes are going to be in this technology in the next 6 months?
Okay, thank you for that question. I mean, 6 months is a less. I can say 6 months is less space that we could start thinking about the metaverse. The metaverse is working right now, and it will take like maybe a decade to have it tangible. So it's hard to say the biggest changes will be in the next 6 months. Probably trying to merge all the technologies and start creating new experiences in this technology that it's working right now, like for Fortnite and for Roblox, it's working. They are trying to improve their own experiences. So we could say that the actual metaverse or virtual environments trying to have better experience in the next 6 months, but it's just in a particular case.
Yvette, thank you so much for your answers. We know we have a couple of more questions and we will be answering them through your email directly. Thank
Sure.
you, everyone, for joining us. Please keep an eye out for more webinars that we will be hosting soon. We also invite you to watch the recorded webinars we have posted on talks.incora.com.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye.